In this new age of AI, something really interesting is happening. A whole new type of creator is showing up, and they're coming from the most unexpected places. Not from traditional art schools, but from worlds like tech and healthcare. Today, we're going to dive deep into this shift by looking at the work of one super prolific AI filmmaker, Jeffrey A. Brick.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to nail down what exactly a citizen artist is. Then we'll follow Jeffrey Brick's pretty unique path from his civilian career to becoming a full-blown AI auteur. We'll peek inside the actual toolbox he uses, check out the global recognition his films are getting, and finally, we'll talk about what this idea of a one-person picture show really means for the future of movies.
All right, first up, who is the citizen artist? This is a really important idea. It's the lens through which we're going to look at everything else today. So let's just start with a big what if. What if the next great filmmaker, the next truly visionary storyteller, doesn't graduate from a fancy film program? What if they come from a totally different professional background? This is the very idea that's starting to shake up the whole creative world.
And that brings us right to this term, the citizen artist. Look, this is not your typical artist locked away in a studio somewhere. This is a creator who's deeply plugged into the professional world. For Brick, that's healthcare IT, and they use that real-world, systems-thinking mindset to fuel their art. And the engine for all of it? Accessible new tech like AI.
So how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's get right into our case study, Jeffrey A. Brick. His journey is pretty much the perfect example of this leap from being a professional in one field to a major creator in another.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's not exactly the traditional path to filmmaking, right? For 2 decades, Brick is building a career in healthcare IT, becoming an expert in complex digital systems. And that analytical background, that's so key. At the same time, he publishes a sci-fi memoir and even becomes the inspiration for a character in the Non Sequitur comic strip. All these different threads, they all come together and feed into 2025, a year where he just explodes onto the scene as this hyper-productive, recognized AI filmmaker.
And this right here, this shows you the massive difference in how things get made. The old Hollywood system, it's all about hierarchy. It's slow. You need these huge crews. Brick's model, the citizen artist model, is the complete opposite. It's autonomous. It's fast. He's basically a systems architect for his own movies, rapidly testing out ideas in what is, for all intents and purposes, a one-person studio.
So here's the thing that ties it all together. All of Brick's life experiences, that corporate discipline from IT, his literary side, even his comic strip persona, that becomes the raw material for his films. He often brings up this quote from Fellini, and it's just perfect. In the age of AI, you could say the neural network is the oyster, but it's the artist's own lived experience that's the grain of sand that makes the pearl.
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does he actually do it? Let's get into the nuts and bolts and take a look inside the AI toolbox that makes all of this possible.
Let's break down one of his big films, Codex Olympia. The concept alone is just brilliant. Picture the upcoming Winter Olympics, but visualized as if Leonardo da Vinci himself sketched it all. He uses a tool called Google Whisk to blend 3 things together: a Da Vinci sketch for the style, a skier for the subject, and a mountain for the scene. Then for the music, he just prompts Suno AI to create a whole Italo-disco soundtrack, that awesome 80s electronic vibe. The result? This incredible film where Renaissance art smashes into 80s synth-pop.
So his main toolkit really comes down to these 3. Google Whisk gives him that super consistent visual style he's after. Suno AI basically turns him into a citizen composer, letting him generate entire musical scores from just text. And then you've got Topaz Labs AI, which he uses for what he calls digital archaeology, taking old, grainy footage and beautifully restoring it, making it shine on the big screen.
So what's the end result of all this? I mean, having the tools is one thing, but Brick is creating a body of work that's getting noticed. His filmography is turning out to be seriously impressive, both in how much he's making and how successful it is.
Just look at these numbers for a single year. It's kind of wild. We're talking over a dozen films exploring a ton of different genres with stories that span across multiple continents. For one person to do all that, that scale of production is it's completely unprecedented.
And hey, this work isn't just being pumped out into the void. It's winning awards all over the place. This is just a small sample of the recognition he's getting from film festivals around the world. Codex Olympia wins for its soundtrack, Pantomime Paradox for audio design. His films are winning for social impact, for editing. He's getting nominated everywhere from San Francisco to Bangkok. This is the real deal, mainstream validation of his whole AI-driven process.
So what does this all mean for the future? This is where it gets really exciting. This leads us to this huge idea, the one-person picture show.
This is it. This is the ultimate destination for the citizen artist. Because of these new tools, a single person can actually genuinely wear all the hats. Writer, director, composer, animator, editor, it all collapses down into one individual. And that allows for a purity of vision that, honestly, was just unimaginable before.
Just think about that number for a second. One. One person can now be a complete production studio. That completely changes the rules of the game. The economics, the logistics of filmmaking. It just throws the doors wide open for a whole new wave of voices and stories that we've never heard before.
And that brings us to the final thought here. Jeffrey Briggs' journey proves a powerful point. Your unique background, whether it's in tech or medicine or anything else, it's not a barrier to creating art anymore. In fact, it's your greatest asset. The tools are out there, so the real question is, if one person is now a film studio, what story will you tell?